Okay, for row 5, which will begin our repeat, there'll be a total of 12 rows at the end of this tutorial, and you're only going to be repeating rows 5 through 12 over and over again. So mark the time on the video right now, because this will be the beginning of the repeat. So for row 5, you'll chain 1 and turn. Chain 1 in the very first single crochet in the next single crochet, and then single crochet in this first chain. Then chain 3, and you'll be working your your 3 double crochets in this same, you'll be working your 3 double crochets here. So you're going to skip this first 3, and you're going to come over here to this single chain that's in between your 2 sets of 3 double crochets, and you're going to put 3 double crochets worked all in that same chain 1 space. So 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 3. Find your next set of chain 3s, and you're going to be putting 1 single crochet in this very last chain. So you have your chain 3, so skip the first 2 chains and put a single crochet in the third. Then put 1 single crochet in the tops of your next 3 double crochets, and then put a single crochet in the next chain. So you'll have a single crochet in you'll do the skip 2 chains, put 1 single crochet here, put a single crochet in your next 3 single crochets, and then a single crochet in your next chain. So then again, now you'll skip the next 2 chains here. And then that's going to be repeating your pattern, because here is where we began with your single crochets. Then again, you're going to chain 3 and put 3 double crochets in your chain 1 space. So chain 3, find that center chain in between the 2 sets of 3 double crochets, and you'll put 3 double crochets there. So 1, 2, and 3. Then again, you're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do what you did right here, which is to skip the very first 2 chains and put your first single crochet in the last chain, and then you'll work your single crochet in the next 3 single crochets, and then a single crochet again in the next chain. You'll skip the remaining 2 chains here, and then you'll find your chain 1 that's in the center of your 2 sets of 3 double crochets to put your 3 double crochets there. And after every set of single crochets and before every set of your double crochet, you're always going to be chaining 3. So just get ready to do your chain, and you can see how the star pattern is starting to form here, and here is the top of the star pattern here. So you want to continue that all the way down your row, and when you get to the end, we'll be at that part where will be the single crochets again. So you'll skip the first 2 chains and single crochet in the last chain, and then you'll put a single crochet in the last 2 stitches, and this will end row 5, and that's what it looks like. Okay, for row 6, you're going to chain 1 and turn. You're going to put a single crochet in the first and second stitches, chain 3, then find your first set of chain 3s here and work 3 double crochets in that chain space. Then you're going to chain 3, find the next set. It's kind of like what we did, I guess we haven't done, kind of like what we did here when there was a single, we did 1 on each side. We're going to be doing the same thing here. And again, chain 1. Okay, that's where we did something like this. Oh yeah, here. we did 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. That's what you're going to be doing here. So you do 3 double crochets, chain 1, find the next, chain 3, and you'll do your 3 double crochets there. So you're building your bridge in between the 3 double crochets again. We'll be using that chain again next row. So again, chain 3. Now we're going to be reducing the size of this because this will be the center of the star. So you did a set of 3 single crochets, then 5, and now we're going to be going down to 3 again. So you're going to skip the very first single crochet, and you'll work 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then you'll skip this last single crochet. So chain 3, and we're going to be repeating what we did here. Chain 3 and do your double crochet, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So we got our chain 3. We'll find our first set of the 3 chains, and we'll put our 3 double crochets worked on that chain of 3. Then, very important, chain 1, move over to the next set of chain 3s, chain of 3, and put your 3 double crochets there. And then you'll be repeating again you'll chain 3 after this, and then you'll skip the first single crochet, put a single crochet in the next 3, skip the last single crochet. Then again you're going to chain 3, then put your 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. You'll continue that pattern all the way to the end. Excuse me. And then after your last set of double crochets here, you're going to chain 3 again. You'll find your 3 single crochets here on the very end, and you're only going to be working a single crochet in the last 2. So you'll be skipping that first single crochet and putting a single crochet in the last 2 stitches. And that will end row 6. Okay, for row 7, and this will look very close to something we've already done before, because it is. We're just basically coming from the other side. So you'll begin by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And turn. You're going to find your first set of 3 chains and put 3 double crochets inside that. Chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then you'll chain 1, which will bridge the gap in between this one. Actually, no. I forgot. That was previous row. It's kind of getting messed up on the graph. Okay, once you've got your chain 6 and your 3 double crochets here, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, because we already made our bridge. Now we're going to be working in that single chain here. You're going to put a double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then you'll chain 3 again, and you'll move over to your next chain 3 space, and you'll do your next set of 3 double crochets. And after every set of 3 double crochets, you're going to be chaining 3. You'll find the next center, which will either be, sorry, my yarn's getting caught on my microphone here, which will either be the center chain in between here, like we just did, the center chain in between your 2 sets, or it'll be the center chain in your 3 single crochets. You'll find the center. So it's always going to be 3 double crochets, 3 chains, then find the center, which will always put a double crochet in. Then chain 3, find the next set of chain 3s to put your 3 double crochets in. Then again, after you've got your 3 double crochets, you'll chain 3 and look for that next single stitch, which will be the chain. So you'll put your 1 double crochet there, chain 3, and then find the next place to set your 3 double crochets. And it'll be a repeat like this for the whole row. So 3 double crochets, for you have your chain 6, then your 3 double crochets, chain 3, then the single double crochet in the chain between your 2 sets, and then you'll start your next set, which is going to be 3 double crochets, then 3 chains, 3 double crochets, and then you're going to be working it in the center of your single crochets, and you're going to be repeating that all the way to the end. And when you get to the end of your row, you're going to put let me find it here. Oh, you're going to be putting a single crochet. So after you've made your 3 double crochets, you want to chain 3 and put your final double crochet here in the very last single crochet to end row 7. And that's what row 7 looks like. Okay, for row 8, you're going to begin by chaining 3 and turn. Now you're going to be working a set of 3 double crochets in your very first set of chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then you'll chain 3. Then you're going to be starting your crochet again. You're going to skip the first 2 stitches, put a single crochet before the double crochet, 1 in the double crochet, and then the chain after the double crochet, and then you'll skip the last 2 chains. So I'm going to go into that chain before my double crochet, 1 single crochet in the double crochet, and then a single crochet in the next chain. And then you'll chain 3. Sorry, I jumped on my place. Then you'll work your 3 double crochets in your next chain 3 space. It's 1, 2, 3. Then you'll chain 1, and then you'll put 3 double crochets in your next chain 3 space. And then you'll repeat. That's the repeat. So basically this is your first, this is this. So now you're going to be chaining 3 and working your 3 single crochets in the proper place again. So I chain 3, skip the first 2 stitches, first 2 chains, and single crochet in the last chain here. 1 single crochet in the double crochet, and 1 single crochet in the next chain. Then chain 3, and again you'll be working your 3 double crochets in your next chain 3 space, chain 1, then 3 double crochets in your next chain 3 space, and then you'll chain 3 and you'll start your single crochets again and again and again. And when you get to the end of your row, and I've just done my single crochets and I did my chain 3, so now I'm going to be working on the chain itself as normal, 3 double crochets. This is the chain 6 at the very end of the row. I'm working 3 single crochets, 3 double crochets on it, and then I'm working 1 double crochet on the 4th chain. So essentially you're working these as though there were a chain 3. So they count for the first 3 chains, and then in the 4th you'll put a double crochet. And that will end row 8. So for row 9, you want to chain 3 and then you'll turn. And you're going to be working 1 double crochet in the same stitch, the beginning stitch. Then chain 3. And again, you want to skip the first 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain you'll be putting a single crochet. Work a single crochet in the next 3 single crochets, and then put a single crochet in the first or next chain. Then you'll skip the last 2 chains. Chain 3. You'll find your center chain here between your 2 sets of 3 double crochets, and you'll put 3 double crochets worked in that chain 1 space. So 1, 2, and 3. then you'll repeat. So chain 3 and you're here. Now you're going to work again, skip 2 chains, put a single crochet in the next, work 1 single crochet in the next 3, then 1 single crochet in the next chain. Then you'll be chaining 3 again and putting 3 double crochets worked in that center chain. So you'll be repeating this for the row, finding my last single crochet, my last chain here. So you'll repeat this for the row, and when you get to the end here, which I'm about to be, okay, just did my single crochets, and then I did my chain 3. Okay, so on the very last, now you're going to skip the set of chain 3 double crochets, and you're going to go to the chain 3 at the beginning and work 1 double crochet in the top of that chain 3 to end your row, and that'll be the end of row 9. Okay, so for row 10 you want to chain 3 and turn. Now you're going to be working 3 double crochets on the first chain 3 space. Then chain 3, and then you're going to skip the first single crochet, work a single crochet in the next 3, and then skip the last single crochet. So you're only going to be putting 3 single crochets this row. Then chain 3, work 3 double crochets onto the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 1 and work 3 double crochets on your next chain 3 space. Whoops. Okay, so we're right back here in the repeat again. We had our 3 double crochets worked in our very first chain 3 space, which is where we're ending it on this one here. So now we're going to be repeating it. We'll be doing chain 3, skip the first single crochet and put a single crochet in the next 3, and then skip the last single crochet. You'll chain 3, you'll work your first 3 sets of double crochets, chain 1, then 3 sets of double crochets. And now again I'm about to chain 3 and then work a single crochet in the center 3 single crochets. And you'll repeat this for the row. And I will show you how to end your row. Putting my 3 single crochets and chaining 3. So it says to put your 3 double crochets worked in this chain space as normal. And then you'll put a double crochet on the top of your chain 3. So you're going to skip this one double crochet, and in the top of your chain 3 you'll put 1 double crochet, and that will end row 10. Okay, for row 11, again we're going to start by doing 6 chains at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then turn. And now we're going to move on over to our first set of 3 chains, and we're going to work our 3 double crochets in there. Then we're going to chain 3. We're going to put a single double crochet in the center single crochet, just like we were doing before. I have a hair. Then once you've got your single double crochet done, then you'll chain 3 and you'll move on over to your chain 3 space. I just want to make sure it's this one, yes. So move to your next chain 3 space, and you'll be working your next set of 3 double crochets. I'm fighting with my yarn. It seems like it's tugging. Ugh. Okay. Then chain 1, chain 3, sorry. Chain 3. Then you're going to find the center chain, the single chain that's in between your 2 sets of 3 double crochets. and you're going to work 1 double crochet there, then chain 3, move on over to your next chain 3 and put 3 double crochets in there. This is just like the other row we just did, where basically you do a set of 3 double crochets, chain 3, do a single, chain 3, then do 3 double crochets, chain 3, find the single. You've done this row essentially before. So chain 3, since we just did our first set of chain 3, our set of 3 double crochets, we know we're looking for the center stitch, which is on the single crochet this time. So we'll put our double crochet there, then we'll chain 3, find our next set of chain 3s to put our 3 set of double crochets, which will bring you to the end practically. After your last set of 3 double crochets, you'll chain 3, and you'll find your chain 3 at the beginning, and you'll put a double crochet in the top of that chain 3, and this will end row 11. Okay, row 12. Well, this will be the end of the repeat. After this, you'll rewind the video and do row 5. So this is row 12, the end, and you're going to start by chaining 1 and turning. And you'll single crochet in the top of the first double crochet here, the first stitch, and a single crochet in the chain. Then you'll chain 3, find your next set of your chain 3, and we'll be working a set of 3 double crochets. Then you'll chain 1, and then you'll work your next set of 3 double crochets in the next chain 3. Then chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3. Then you'll be working you'll skip the first 2 chains and put a single crochet in the 3rd chain, the top of the double crochet, and then the next chain. Then you'll skip the last 2 chains. Putting a single crochet in the top and then a single crochet in the next. Then again, you'll chain 3, and then you'll come over and repeat what you did here, which is 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, working your sets of 3 in each of your chain 3 spaces. So once you've got those 2 sets of 3 double crochets, then you'll chain 3. This is getting to the end of the row. So you have your chain 6 here. You're going to again skip the first 2 chains, and you're going to single crochet in the next, which is your 3rd chain, and your 4th chain. And that will end row 12. Now you want to rewind the video to row 5 and continue on and on and on until the project is the size that you want. I really hope, I want to mention also to remind you that if you're going by the graph pattern, it doesn't count row 1. The very first row here is row 1. It counts the next row, what I call row 2, as row 1. So you'll be off by 1 row. So if you do use the graph, keep that in mind. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and share it. It really helps me out a lot. And if you haven't yet checked me out on social media, you can find all the links down below, as well as the link to the graph. And if you haven't joined us on Crochet for the Masses, the Facebook group, feel free to come over there and share and talk with us there. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching.